Salem, Massachusetts. This little New England town is well known for its architecture, its maritime history, and of course for killing witches. Which makes it all the more surprising that 300 years later, Salem is witch central.
I do believe that Salem has magic, that there are certain places in the world, like New Orleans, like Giza in Egypt, like Stonehenge, where power resides.
If there are ley lines, Salem is an epicenter of them. It definitely has its own energy.
There are good energies in Salem. There are also very angry energies in Salem. The voices of the dead cry out for justice.
Samuel Wardwell, hanged September 22nd.
Giles Corey, pressed to death September
Rebecca
19th.
Nurse, hanged on July 19th, 1692.
The witch trials were, of course, in 1692, and it was a 6-month period of time that changed American history.
Bridget Bishop, we honor the life you led.
It's a fairly notorious history. Salem, at one point in time, actually convicted people, wrongly accused them of being witches. And there were a number of folks who, both in Salem and in Salem proper, were actually put to death.
Justice John Hathorne, who persecuted innocent people and sent them to their deaths. We banish your energy forevermore from Salem, Massachusetts.
In the midst of the hysteria of 1692, hundreds were accused of practicing witchcraft, dozens were jailed, and 19 men and women were pronounced guilty, then executed. Even an 80-year-old man was pressed to death under heavy rocks for refusing to submit to a trial on witchcraft charges.
I think we take seriously what happened here in 1692, that it was a tragedy, and that we're doing everything we can going forward to make sure people understand the true history.
Here we honor Sarah Good,
Mary Eusting,
Margaret Scott. We honor you now and give you blessings.
blessings. Rest in peace.
Salem, the name Salem means shalom and peace, and I think Salem has always welcomed folks. And you know, we have people here from all different religions, all different makes of life, and we are a city that embraces people.
I think most people are far more pro-witch in Salem than anywhere else in the world or most other places, and that's why so many witches come here.
I've heard that as many as 10% of the population of Salem are modern witches or practicing witches or members of the Wiccan communities.
That we may all enjoy prosperity, health, love, and power. So mote it be.
So mote it be.
It's such a hotbed of history regarding freedom. Freedom to be who you actually are. They can now come out as a witch, they can come out of the broom closet.
Back then, Salem may not have been the most embracing town around, so how does it bear up in the 21st century?
The witch hysteria took place in 1692. In 1992, the city celebrated the tercentenary and celebrated it in a respectful way. Around that same time, certainly, folks were aware of the economic gains to be had by it. We have witches on our police cars, the city's high school, the mascot is the witches, and we have a number of witch-related tourist attractions.
And how do the current residents feel these days about witches? Any resistance?
I absolutely think there's resistance. It still exists today. We have this incredible maritime history, and sometimes that gets very much overshadowed by, frankly, a few months of activity in 1692. But for anybody outside of Salem, when you tell them that you live in Salem, the first thing out of their mouth is something related to witches.
A coven is a group of witches that gather. Some people have really organized covens. Ours is
Ad hoc.
ad hoc coven.
Bring your light with all your might.
I'm a high priestess in my coven. He is a high priest. We have another high priest and high priestess.
I hate that term.
I know you do, but you know what? I think it's groovin'.
If 10% of Salem residents are in fact witches, where do they go if they're running low on Eye of Newt? Do they have witch supermarkets?
Hey, Christian.
Hey, Tara. Here in Salem, there are so many witches that live here
that we tend to attract a lot of tourists looking for that magic in their lives.
We are here at the Broom Closet, and people come from all over the world for magical ritual jewelry and oils and daggers.
More people are coming because of the modern witch shops and that experience that they can have, or coming for readings or a metaphysical experience.
I'm out of a few things, so I come here to the Broom Closet because they have the best herbs in town. Dragon's blood, wormwood. Dittany of Crete has been used since ancient times.
How does anybody not know Christian? He's definitely a big part of the city's tourism industry. He came to town a few years ago, and I think was like a champagne cork on capping.
Well, many witches I know go through the formalities of old sayings like blessed be and merry meet, and I'm sort of a hello sort of person. I work with the business and political communities here in town, and even though I might look weird, I want to be able to be understood by people and communicate with them. But we also need some candles. We're going to use black tapers, which are wonderful because the color black draws in energy and light.
He was one of the first people that I met when I started in the job because he's involved in a lot of things. I think in some ways the witch community is isolated, but Christian's not one of those people. He's sort of a line crosser.
Tara, would you be able to get me this Lilith?
Of course.
Fantastic. This is one of my favorite deities.
He and Leanne are opening up a new shop, but have always been very active running different organizations in town, and really active in terms of bringing some of that new age and spiritual tourism into Salem.
Oh, thank you, Tara. Blessings. This is fantastic. We have everything we need for the store blessing tomorrow night.
For many years, Christian and Leanne practiced their craft with a mentor and guide to the dark arts, Sean Poirier.
I met Sean Poirier when I was 19 years old, and we were friends for almost 16 years.
Sean Poirier was my best friend. He sort of discovered me.
The threesome devised a plan to make witchcraft a full-time life for all of them by opening their own store devoted to witchcraft as they see it.
Sean and I talked for years about opening a shop. We wanted something that was witchcraft as we see it. Full contact magic. No censoring. Absolutely full-on power, balls to the wall. And he called it Hex.
Sadly for Christian and Leanne, before they could open the store, Sean died unexpectedly.
The anniversary of Sean Poirier's death will be a year this March. We're opening the store, celebrating his life on the day of his birthday, which is April 1st.
Yeah, that's good.
Opening Hex almost makes me come full circle. This defines me as a witch.
And on a chilly February evening, the Raven Moon Coven comes together at Hex to perform a ceremony to bless, protect, and bring success to Christian and Leanne's new witch emporium.
You shall be known throughout the world as a beacon of magic and strength, that all who come to this place shall find power, so let it be!
Hex! Hex!
This ritual that we're doing tonight is going to help to make the space of Hex a sacred space.
I call upon Hecate to bless all within and keep goodness here and never let evil in.
I hope that people watching will see that to be a witch means to take responsibility and accountability for all the magic in the world at your disposal.
I have charged the stone tonight, asking that the spirit world watch over Hex.
That you can improve your life. That destiny is yours to determine.
I summoned the goddess Fortuna to bring Hex wealth, prosperity.
We don't put it away. We're not like a Catholic on Sunday. Every day we carry our craft with us.
And I bless this shop. The door, may it open only on good. And beware any who enter here with badness intent.
I've never heard a witch going into war. I've never heard a witch having an inquisition.
We release the space here tonight. We thank all who have come tonight, spirits of the ancient and mighty dead. I want to see magic in the world. I want proof that I'm not just going to die and end up in a grave. I want a sense that there really is a supernatural world out there.
Blessed be to you.
If I was a nurse, a teacher, a doctor, or a lawyer, I would still be doing this because I do not believe I have any other choice. This is who I am and what I do.
And I ask each of you, do you have the courage to face your own mortality tonight?
I do.
I do.
I do.
I do. I do. I do.
So mote it be.
So be. Hecate. 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 Hecate.